I'm a right-winger, and so are you. So are most people in the world. And the reason why I bring up this word right-wing is because, as you know, Javier Milei won the presidency in Argentina. He's the big shot now. He's the big guy. And they keep calling him right-wing, this right-wing, that. He's far right, right-wing, right. What is right-wing? Right-wing, what is it? Think about this. And I looked it up and I asked for various definitions. And it says that in essence, right-wing refers to a political perspective or ideology that supports conservative or traditional values and policies. And right-wing ideologies often emphasize limited government intervention in the economy, individual liberties, traditional social values, and a strong national defense. Right-wing political parties or movements can vary in their specific stances on issues, but they generally lean towards preserving established social structures, promoting free market principles, and advocating for a strong national identity. The term is often used as part of the broader spectrum of political ideologies, with left-wing representing more progressive or liberal views. And I looked up what left-wing means. And after all, we use it all the time. We use it as a pejorative many, many times, but left-wing refers to a political ideology or position that generally supports social equality, progressive social policies, and governmental intervention in the economy. Left-wing individuals or parties often advocate for social justice, workers' rights, environmental protection, and public ownership of certain industries. This political stance is characterized by a commitment to addressing socioeconomic inequalities and promoting collective responsibility for the welfare of citizens. The left wing is typically contrasted with the right wing, which tends to favor individual liberties, free market, as I said. So please, I ask you a question. Why is this a bad thing? Now, it depends upon what you're trying to maintain. If you're one of these people trying to maintain, the notions of slavery, that's not good. I remember as a youngster, I would always use or think of people who were, for the most part, right wing. It was not good. Of course, it was my generation. It was a different time then. It was a different world. I was a child of the 60s and 70s, and when we came about, the right wing was Archie Bunker and close-mindedness and ossified, torpid, unchanged ways of thinking and the like. But what I find interesting, more than anything else, is that the media, this rancid, horrible, Drek-like media, they have been using for the longest term right-wing, populist, nativist, well, they don't say nativist anymore, but populist, nationalist, as being almost Hitlerian. And isn't it funny how these words and these terms, until you define them, maybe it's the lawyer in me, I always have to see, what does the statute say? What are we talking about? How is the argument phrased? How is it developed? How is it brought about to our level of focus? And when you think about it, right wing makes complete and total sense. You are a right winger, according to this definition. Do you want governmental intervention in economics? Oh my God. Oftentimes people use the term Marxist and communist and Marxian and, socialist, and that clearly involves governmental intervention. And people often suggest, and I respectfully submit to you, my friend, and I say that when people often talk about things that are socialist, what they really mean, believe it or not, is more of a welfare state type of thing, which is not communism, it's not socialism, it's not anything along those lines. My friends, I say to you right now that before we as a society advance, before we improve, before we get to the point of actually making the world better, if that's even possible, we have to get better at using terms. I have no political direction. I have none. And the reasons why I believe in certain things, the reasons why I believe, are solid, what you would call conservative, traditional reasons. For example, years ago when I first started in talk radio, the notion of gay marriage was a big deal. Gay marriage was, and now it's pretty passé, which is a good thing. I never understood it. So why should gay people not be able to marry? Oh, you're a liberal. I remember this. No, I'm a constitutionalist. Why, under the laws of the Constitution, why should that not be? I'm not saying it grants you a right to be married. I'm not suggesting that for a moment. But what I'm saying is, why should it be that people should not be able to get married? The Constitution does not in any way prohibit such. Not to mention there's an equal protection argument, which I think goes to much of our various arguments and understandings. The equal protection notion, which means, in essence, that we must have a solidly, rationally articulable reason to treat people differently based upon some distinction or difference that we are able to concoct or to point to. That's what I say. Now, my friends, I say to you, dear friends, again, I say to you, lose the labels, lose the biases that you think or that you normally adopt when you look at something. And if you're looking at Israel, if you're looking at Palestine, ask yourself, stop right now, disabuse yourself, disconnect, disengorge yourself from the area of where you are dealing. And ask yourself this. If you are pro-Palestinian, pro-Israel, or anti-Israeli, or Palestinian, or Gaza, why is it? Don't harken back to some political ideology. Don't harken back to some way of thinking. Ask yourself, why is it? What are the bases? Bases that involve intuition, a sense of right or wrong. I believe some apodictic, yes, Manichaean, good guy, bad guy application. There are sometimes good guys and bad guys. Serial killers are bad guys. Combatants, hard to say. Are they our combatants or the other side? Let me leave you with that right now. Let me leave you. I want you to think. You right-winger, you. Read the definition. Now do me a favor, I ask you without any hesitation, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think in the comment section, and comment as you see fit.